Imagine you could easily develop applications to run across multiple platforms. Imagine that your applications just run anywhere, on any device, where and how your users want them, with the control and security your business demands and the scale and power of the cloud. You don't have to imagine it. Enable modern applications with Windows Server 2012, built from the cloud up.
At Microsoft, we're working hard to deliver the world's best platform for building and deploying applications. In the era of the cloud, you need a platform that enables modern applications, one that delivers cloud scale, providing you the ability to expand your resources that you consume as fast as you need them and when you need them. You need an environment that's flexible and easy to set up and configure and manage. And you need an environment that's going to enable you to connect your data center with other data centers hosted around the world. And one that's extensible and allows you to run any workload within it. And lastly, you need a dynamic application lifecycle, one that enables your developers and IT professionals to work together to build and manage and deploy applications on a continuous cycle. With Windows Server 2012 and with Windows Azure, we're delivering you an end-to-end solution that enables you to build these types of applications. What's great about these solutions is they integrate together, so you can use them together or separately, but more importantly, as you use them together, you'll find that this enables kind of a virtuous cycle that allows you to reuse your code, reuse your skills, and build solutions better than ever. Let's talk now about some of the capabilities that we're shipping as part of this Windows Server 2012 release. With IIS 8, we're delivering the most scalable web server that we've ever shipped, and we've optimized it for multi-tenancy in the cloud. It provides tremendous performance and scalability wins, allowing you to deploy applications faster than ever and enable you to host even more workloads on a single server than ever before. It includes great new security capabilities, allowing you to integrate SSL and manage SSL in a much better way. And it has the same great administration support that it's always had for single servers. And with this new release, we're also adding the capability for you to dynamically expand the number of servers that you run within your environment so that you can scale out horizontally across any number of workloads.
Rackspace is a specialist in web hosting and cloud computing, and we manage IT infrastructure for companies of all sizes, startups to enterprises, and everybody in between. Customers look to Rackspace to give them a variety of solutions, a portfolio of capabilities. Customers want choice and flexibility and the ability to move workloads wherever they make sense, whenever they make sense. Windows Server 2012 is a key element in making sure that that platform continues to evolve. For big enterprises, they lean on Rackspace to manage a lot of their web infrastructure, big customer-facing websites, big e-commerce applications. We're really excited about the work that Microsoft's done to make sure managing large configurations in a multi-tenant environment in IIS 8 is really easy. We need to make sure that we can scale, that the configurations are easy to manage, that they can really offload some of the burden of our management teams, our sysadmins, really to the system itself. With IIS 8, we have a whole bunch of new capabilities, but one that I'm really particularly excited about is this CPU throttling capability. It gives us the ability to provide isolation around customer deployments, web servers that maybe are in a multi-tenant environment. One of the key concerns is having one customer impact another one from a performance standpoint. You don't want that. Windows Server 2012 is building a great foundation for the future.
We're also, as part of the Windows Server 2012 release, building in .NET 4.5 as part of the server. This delivers a rich set of capabilities that enables you to build any type of application across any type of workload. For server applications in particular, the new .NET 4.5 release includes the new ASP.NET version of 4.5, as well as ASP.NET MVC. This release includes a bunch of great capabilities, including full rich HTML5 support, as well as support for targeting mobile websites and mobile devices. It includes the ability to not only project HTML UI, but also supports web APIs and web sockets, which enables you to build applications with even richer client devices and connect back to the server. It includes significant improvements for data access, as well as new async language support that enables you to build server applications that scale far beyond what's possible today. And best of all these great capabilities come with even better Visual Studio support that enables you to develop and debug these applications better than ever before. Here to show off some of these great new improvements, I'd like to invite Scott Hunter to walk us through them.
First feature I want to show today is a common problem with developers, which is how do I keep my code and my database in sync? It's a challenging problem. Most of the time today, what you do is you change your code, and then you go to your database and use some database tools to keep it in sync by hand. It's a lot of work. It's not a lot of fun. We had this great new feature called migrations, which makes this almost automatic. And so what I'm going to do here is show a little app that I've already written, and you'll note, the app's got a couple fields in it. And what I want to do is I'm going to run this application in the browser and show you what it looks like. So let me bring the browser up here. We'll go to the employee page. Here we go. And you can see we've got a couple fields here. When I built this app, I didn't add all the fields I needed. So I decided I need to add a department field. So let me add a department field here. And now I've got this problem. If I go over back to my database, you can see the columns don't show a department column. So how would I add this? We have this great feature called migrations, and it allows me to do a diff between my code and my database, and then have Entity Framework write the code to migrate my database. So now I've jumped down to the console window here, and when I'm in the console window, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a migration. I'm going to name my migration department, just so I have a reference point of what I'm trying to actually add. When I do this, you're going to see some code come up in Visual Studio, and this code is pretty cool. It's a class that has both an up and a down method, and this allows us to migrate the database up by adding the new column, or migrate it back down and take the column away. That means if you decide it's a mistake, you can easily revert backwards and take the column away. And this code is also customizable. Now that we have this code, I'm going to go over to my database and close it down just to make sure I don't have it locked, because we're going to actually do a command that's going to modify the table. So let me jump back down to my console, and I'm going to type a command, update database. And when I do, it's going to actually look at that migration that I wrote earlier, and it's going to run it against my database. So you can see it executing. I'll go refresh my data columns. Here they come. And now you can see I have a department field. So that was very easy. So let's just go and quickly add, let me open a file up here. What I want to do is I want to add support for that column to my code. So I'm just going to add a header here. This is just text in my HTML. Here we go. Now that I have the department in here, what I want to do is I'm going to go and add the same code to display the column from the database. I'll just copy this phone field here, and we'll just go and change that to say department instead of phone. Now I can rerun my application and go back to the employee table. Here it comes. And when this loads, you're going to see there's the department field that we just added. And just to prove it works, I'm going to edit Scott Guthrie, and I'm going to add him in the Azure and .NET group. We'll press save, and there you go. You can see this new column's been added. The next thing I want to show is how do you add mobile support to an application? So what I want to do, I'm going to launch an emulator here in a second. Let's go and load this. And I'm going to see what my application looks like in a mobile emulator. So let me paste the URL in here. And it looks okay. Doesn't look great. One of the things that we thought was really important to do in .NET 4.5 was to add great support for mobile. And we have two ways of doing that. One is you can actually start a mobile application, or we have a package, a NuGet package you can add to any application, any MVC application that will add support for mobile. So I'm going to add this package right now. And while I'm typing this, what I want to say is what this does. This is going to add jQuery mobile to your application. It's going to go and add a layout page, and it's going to add what we call a view switcher. A view switcher is if you've ever been to a site like ESPN, which has an m.ESPN as well, and you can switch back and forth between the mobile and the desktop versions. We added that same support to ASP.NET, so you can easily write a similar application that does the same thing. So all I've got to do now that all this code's added, it gave me a README saying, here's the step you have to do to add this support. So I'm going to copy that code that it told me to copy in. I'm going to paste it in, and now my application is ready to go. So what I can do is I can run it again. We'll jump back to our emulator. Let me just type the URL in again to refresh. And as soon as I do, it's going to take a second. Here you go. Now here's a great looking screen that looks great on a smartphone. So you can see it's all formatted. It's got nice big buttons. Here's that desktop switcher. If I want to switch back to that desktop version, I can do that. What I want to do now is I want to add better support in my application for mobile files. So what I'm going to do is I've already got some pre-done files I built before the demo. I'm just going to copy them in. I want you to notice as I copy these in that what they are is they're the same versions of the files I already have, but they have a .mobile extension on them. And this allows us to give a developer a chance to replace content with a mobile version of content. What I've done is I've loaded this up, and all I'm showing here is, let me just look at this. If you look at the code, it's the same HTML I had before, but I have a couple of attributes on it. One called data role, which allows it to be a list view. I've got a data filter. I know on a mobile device, if I'm showing lots of data, it might actually not fit on the screen. I might want to give you a search capability. So by adding this data filter equals true, I can automatically give you search. So let's go back. Let me type this, and I'll refresh the screen and show you the change that I made here. So what I'm doing is going to the employee page. It'll take a second to come up. And when it does, we're going to see a brand new page. Now it looks like a mobile application. Look at these nice big buttons. If I press them, the screen will slide over. I can also do things like filter. Here I type Scott, and the 3 Scotts show up. I'm going to drill into Scott Guthrie. You can see how nice this looks. I've even got a collapsible panel for Scott. So it shows you just how writing a few lines of code, I can take an app that was a desktop app and easily convert it into a mobile app that runs on any mobile device, be it a smartphone or a tablet.
Windows Azure is Microsoft's public cloud offering and enables you to easily take Windows Server 2012 to the cloud. It's designed to be super flexible. It enables you to run any type of workload within it, whether that's a SharePoint workload, a SQL Server workload, BizTalk, or any other one of our products. You can very easily take any of your existing applications and code and migrate them to run inside Windows Azure. Windows Azure enables you to run applications entirely within it, but more importantly, it makes it possible for you to bridge your existing data center environments with applications running inside Windows Azure. And you can set up a virtual private network to combine the two, giving you maximum flexibility on how you want to distribute your applications, where you want to distribute them to, and take advantage of the great capabilities and services that we provide. And it provides rock-solid reliability, backed by enterprise-grade SLAs, so that you can run your applications reliably and close to your customers. I want to walk through just sort of a simple example about how you can take advantage of Windows Azure to expand existing solutions that you might already be running within your own data centers to reach an even broader audience with the public cloud. And specifically, I'm going to walk through a simple scenario where I have a database that's running behind my firewall within my existing data center environment. And what I want to be able to do is publish some of that information up programmatically to the cloud so that I could then run another web application hosted inside Windows Azure in this case, and connect to it in order to actually project that information to either mobile or web audiences, whether they're my own employees or external partners that I wish to share that data with. And the good news is that's really easy to do with Windows Azure and with Windows Server 2012. I'm going to walk you through now how to take advantage of it. So what I have here on my laptop is a version of Visual Studio 2012. I'm going to basically walk you through a very simple application that's going to run locally on my laptop. So imagine this is running inside your own data center environment. And what this application does is it connects to a database, again, running in our own data center environment, and it exposes some information that we're going to be able to take advantage of from our application that we're then going to host inside Windows Azure in the cloud. And all this application is doing is just exposing two operations, one called Get Customers and one called Get Customer by ID. And this is the WCF contract that I'm using to expose it. And I have a very simple, small number of lines of code that's accessing this local database and just returning that data when it's called from a web service. And then all I need to do is run a very simple application here. It's a command line console app that is simply going to connect to Windows Azure into our service bus capability within it and publish that customer service to it in a secure way. And now when I run this, this little command line console is running on my laptop. It's going to connect to a database. It's going to connect to Windows Azure. And it's going to allow me now to securely publish just the information I want from within my corporate environment to an application that I can then host and run within Windows Azure. Now that we've built the server piece or the on-premise component of our application, now I'm going to switch gears a little bit and focus on a ASP.NET app that we're going to then be hosting inside Windows Azure that's going to connect to it. And the benefit by hosting it in Windows Azure is that I'm going to be able to allow any device on the internet, any of my employees, or for example, any of my customers that I want to securely provide access to now take advantage of that data that we're publishing from within our firewall. And to do that, all I need to do is just go to the Windows Azure website. So this is our Windows Azure website. I can very easily sign up and take advantage of a free trial to give this a try. Once I do sign up, I can click this little portal link, which will take me into our online portal that provides full management support for everything that we want to host and deploy within it. And you'll notice here I've deployed an application already that's a cloud service. And this is a very simple application hosting a web role that is going to be accessing that service bus endpoint that we just published and be able to project out HTML appropriately from it. And you can see here, built into the admin console, I can get full diagnostic support so I can see how much usage this role is getting. I can also click the Scale tab, for example, to very easily scale up the number of servers that this application is running on to whatever need I need. And to run this, all I need to do here is click this URL. And this is going to load up this application. Now again, this application is running on the internet in Windows Azure, but it's connecting back to my local laptop every time it needs to request data. And so if I click, for example, on the customers link here, you can see it's actually routed through our firewall to this web service. My web service retrieved that data, and my HTML app running inside Azure was able to project it. And as I navigate throughout this data, all of the data is being retrieved from my laptop. But it's now, because this web app is running inside Windows Azure, it's now projected on the internet, and I can now expose it to any of my users. So setting this up, as you saw, was only a few lines of code. It's really, really easy to wire up and enable. And with the power of Windows Azure, I can scale this application to any number of users and reach a much broader audience. And that's just one example of how you can connect Windows Server and Windows Azure together to enable you to build better modern applications than ever before. Let's hear from another one of our customers who's had a great deal of success with this.
K2 builds BPM products. What that means is we build workflow for business.
As an organization, we've had a very strong level of growth as a company in on-premise software over the last number of years. And we realize that there's a significant opportunity for us to grow even more by deploying our technology on a set of cloud-based infrastructure and cloud-based services that preferably someone else owns.
You don't use K2 without leveraging your existing data, things like SAP and your own custom line of business systems, SharePoint, you name it. You want to bring all that data together and use it in one set of processes. So it was critical to us that the cloud offering we used had a solution that allowed us to take the existing on-premise data and line of business systems and use them from the cloud without any integration challenges. Windows Azure Virtual Networking allows us to run K2 on the cloud, but for our customers to use K2 in their own infrastructure and data very simply. Virtual networking opens up a secure and feature-rich gateway for K2 and the customer's data to work together.
It's really important for us to be able to know that we have one single holistic service offering that we get from a company like Microsoft as our key technology partner, and we think that that's really where the major value proposition is, in addition to the general services we get in the Windows Azure platform.
With Windows Server 2012, the Microsoft team has taken a solid look at cloud computing and on-premise enterprise computing and brought the two together. It's been built from the ground up to be a cloud operating system. It's been built to have a high degree of manageability and security, availability, all those good things that we need on the cloud. And I can run my private cloud data center in the same manner that I'm going to run my cloud data center on Azure. The Windows Azure virtual machine technology is just one of the most incredible features that we've seen on any cloud platform. It allows us to essentially drag and drop virtual machines between different regions, different environments on Windows Azure.
For our developers, I would say it is all about consistency and familiarity.
The whole platform works in a way that we're already used to using. We could take our developers with existing skills and knowledge, and they could be productive straight away on the Azure platform. Ultimately, what we're able to do is to take an on-premise virtual machine and use it on the cloud, make changes to it, do whatever we need to do, and then bring it back. It just works. It's incredible.
The application platform that we're delivering today enables you to build modern applications better than ever before. It delivers cloud scale, enabling you to reach any amount of audience and scale to any needs that you have. It's flexible and easy to use, enabling you to get started easy and see immediate return on investment. And it enables a hybrid and extensible environment, one where you can take advantage of these resources on-premise within your own data centers, within our own public cloud environment with Windows Azure, or more importantly, combine the two together in order to reach any amount of audience and any type of workload. And it's all designed around a dynamic application lifecycle that enables you to combine your developers and your IT professionals together to build solutions that are delivered faster and better than ever before. We're really excited about all these capabilities. We're really looking forward to seeing what you built with it, and we're looking forward to working with you more. Thank you.